All right, inside the media room of Wilder Ortiz, where Wilder just had a amazing knockout, but a man whom I've wanted to speak with for a long time, the doctor, Artif Daniel. He hails from the UK, but he's fighting out of Mexico sometimes. He's trying to get here to Las Vegas. He's a super welterweight. First of all, what did you think of that fight?
Oh, it's tremendous. You know what it is? Deontay Wilder's power is just superhuman. It's just insane. He's got concussive punch power, and that's the thing. That makes the difference between Deontay and other fighters. It only takes one punch for Deontay to just change the dynamics of the fight and just turn it over its head. And you know, Luis Ortiz was outboxing Deontay. You know, absolutely. But I was actually, and you could see Deontay being patient. He could see he was looking for those openings. He was like pouring with the jab. He was kind of just trying to set his right hand up. He was trying to set his right hand because he wasn't snapping the jab. It was more like pouring and tapping his Ortiz's jab down, and then he's trying to set up with that straight right hand. And it was only a matter of time. I thought he was probably going to get him the 9th or 10th round, but he did it earlier. He surprised me how early he did it on the 7th. Tremendous fight.
Now, people, this is what they really need to know, which is just amazing to me. Okay, you're a professional boxer, but you're also a trained dentist. You're a doctor.
I am indeed, yes. I qualified from King's College London. Dentistry is it's a huge passion to me, and I balance it equally with my boxing. It is quite bizarre. It is quite an oxymoron. But the two passions, and I'm very grateful that I'm able to do both hand in hand.
Yeah, so you knock out teeth, you put them back in. So basically when you fight guys, you give them a business card when you're done?
Well, I've always said actually, if I did anything like that, God forbid, I would actually repair any opponent's teeth for free. It's true.
Very nice consolation.
I'd feel sort of morally bad for doing something like that. But it's a lot of people in the boxing world have made quite a few jokes about it, and you have to laugh.
I now wonder about this. What came first, your boxing passion or your dentistry passion?
It's a bit difficult to explain because growing up, I loved science. I loved especially biology. I was always fascinated by the human body. I always wanted to go down the medical field. But then also, I was very physically active. I loved martial arts. I loved boxing. My father and grandfather were huge Muhammad Ali fans. So boxing was huge in my household. So I was always sort of training and sort of exerting myself. So academics was very important to me in my household. My parents were very, encouraging in that regard, and obviously I used to engage with my sports and physical activities, so I used to kind of do them hand in hand. I didn't envisage myself being a professional boxer, I suppose. I always envisaged myself as a professional, being going forward in the dental field. I was carrying on boxing, and then I was pretty good at it. I was kind of holding my own with sort of amateurs and professionals in sparring, and I had some great people around me. One of them was Danny Williams. He was the person who beat Mike Tyson back in 2004. He's like a big brother to me. He was very instrumental in helping me sort of come onto the professional side of boxing. So and here I am today, and as a prospect in the super welterweight division, looking to move down to welterweight. Exciting times, and still doing my dentistry, all thanks to God.
Right now, you kind of get like a wide shot of us now. First of all, I'm a little upset because usually I try to dress nice. You kind of took the cake here, my man.
Listen, I'll pay you later for those compliments. You're very sharp too. Look at you.
I can't even hold a candle next to you. I'm sorry. But you're about 5'11", almost 6 feet tall, right?
6'1".
6'1". Your fights have been at 154 pounds, but you say you're moving down to 147 and you're 6'1".
Yes, that's similar to one of my favorites, Tommy Hitman Hearns. He was very, he was 6'1", and he used to fight at 147. I'm just making 154 too easy. I've sort of discovered this in my recent
Too
trip.
Easy. Well, I don't like this guy. Too good looking, and he's no weight.
No, it's. I'm eating steak 2 days before my weigh-in. I'm not sort of fully exerting myself, and I'm comfortably making 154. I'm 158 a week before my fight. So I've spoken to my team, and it's the right move for me. So I'll get down to 147, and then I have 36 hours to rehydrate. So I'll be a lot stronger and bigger in the 147 division. So I'm really excited about this new chapter.
And lastly, I kind of talk about this. You have some mentors that you've been working with. Atonio Barerra, a legend in the sport. You've been down in Tijuana. You spend time in Mexico. First, do you speak Spanish?
No, none at all. Poquito.
And he speaks, but no, anyway, poquito. So, I mean, what kind of things are you learning from legends like that? You said, and some other people that you've been working with as well.
Yeah, I mean, with my recent trip in Mexico, I've been very fortunate to get some great help from Eric Morales, who I'm staying with in Tijuana. I was up in Guadalajara for a bit, and with my friend Antonio Barerra, he was sort of helping me out there. And also in this trip, I've also become friends with Saul Canelo Alvarez, and he's given me great advice. I was very fortunate. I fought last night in Tijuana. Got first.
Last night. Do you see anything on this fight's face? He just had a fight last night. No marks on his face.
Thankfully, all thanks to God. I got first round knockout. But it was nice. Saul Canelo Alvarez, FaceTime me just to give me some support. And when I get that from fighters, from legends, from former world champions, it just gives me an extra incentive, and it just gives me extra motivation. Deontay is a good friend of mine. I'm also his dentist as well. But
he's also his dentist.
It's inspirational getting great motivation from such champions. It just makes me work harder and perform harder as well. So I'm very fortunate and blessed to be in this position. Lennox is a great friend of mine, and
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis. He's before every fight he talks to me, gives me advice, looks at the opponent, and gives me suggestions. Paulie Malignaggi, another. Great boxer, great. He's probably one of the leading sports boxing analysts. It's great to have people like him. So it's Floyd Mayweather's. He's helped me a lot in the past. Very inspirational. So I'm very blessed and fortunate. I just thank God for these blessings. I've got great people around me who've been so inspirational.
I want to end this interview, but I have two more questions that just popped in my head. Because first of all, you're Deontay Wilder's dentist as well.
Yes.
How the heck did that happen?
Well, I've been friends with Deontay for a long time. So when he's come over to England, I take care of his teeth and stuff. So made his mouthpiece too. So, but yeah, no.
Wow. Okay. And lastly, Floyd Mayweather. I know you've seen the Instagram post that he just put out. What are your thoughts on that?
Floyd's his own man. It's what he's achieved in boxing and sport is phenomenal, and he has the right to call his shots, because what people forget is that Floyd didn't come with a silver spoon. He worked. He was born in poverty. He had a very difficult upbringing. He was there's like 10 people in a single room. He had a very difficult upbringing, so he worked extremely hard to get to the sport. And even in boxing, when you look at his story in boxing, he had a contract with Bob Arum he wanted to get out of. He had to pay himself to come out of the contract. He has done some amazing, smart business decisions to get to this place. And you know what? Kudos to him. He deserves every single thing he gets. And people were, having a go saying, "Oh, why is he fighting Conor McGregor?" It's like, hang on a second.
$200 million. That's why.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's earned that right to do things like that. Well done to him. Absolutely. So again, if he wants to come back and I would be against him fighting someone like a Pacquiao rematch or an Errol Spence. Why? Why should he? He's over 40 years old. He's done everything in boxing there was to achieve. He doesn't need to do anything further to cement his place in boxing history. He's done all that. So if he wants to come and have a fight, like say, I heard some talks about him fighting Khabib Nurmagomedov, of the MMA champion in Saudi Arabia.
Jorge Masvidal, maybe.
Yeah, for boxing, he does that in boxing. Look, you're going to get people talking about boxing. Great thing, okay? For themselves, the family men, just like anyone else, they're going to earn some. They're going to earn more money. Good for them. Well done. He's worked hard to establish himself into that position. So I'm very happy for him. Well done to him. And I personally would not want to see him in a tough boxing match facing someone who's active right now, like Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's destroyed. Yeah. Well, I don't want to say destroyed, but he really, he beat Keith Thurman very decisively. Keith Thurman was an established welterweight champion, a solid champion who I rated very, very highly. I still do, but Pacquiao, I didn't expect that to happen. So Pacquiao's doing that, and he's still active in such a form. I wouldn't want Floyd to go in at this
I
stage.
agree.
So I want Floyd to keep his legacy intact. If he has an easier fight with an MMA guy who wants to do some boxing, and it's like, well, why not? Good, excellent. Gets people talking about our great sport of boxing, and hey, it's a win-win situation.
A win-win situation. Not necessarily for me doing this interview because I don't look as good as this guy, I don't speak as well as this guy, I don't dress as good as this guy.
That's not true.
The super welterweight turned welterweight prospect, Artif Daniel. Doctor, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Pleasure.